it was immediate, you know, it was really fast, and I convinced her about a year into the relationship. I said, hey, let's go back out to LA. So we came back out to LA together, and it was really tough for her, you know, integrating into a place that she didn't know anybody. She had tons of friends in Montreal and stuff, and she graduated in communications, and she thought that she was going to be working with a manager or an agent or do production, and so she started working with Megan Fox and a few other actors at a management company, and realized that she does not want to be working with actors. And then she got another opportunity she worked in clothing, she sold clothes for a Montreal-based company, got her visa so she could work in Los Angeles. And then she realized down the road, you know, a few years down the road, she was like, look, I'm selling clothes.
Navigator of the Seas. This is audio gallery director on board. We are having our champagne art auction happening right now in the Star Lounge on deck 5. Join us for some sparkling wine, works of art from world-renowned artists, and an amazing live art auction happening right now in the Star Lounge.
Live auction, guys, live auction.
Deck 5.
Anyways, so she's selling clothes to women that don't need to buy any more clothes. And she says to me, she's like, look, I'm not passionate about what I'm doing, and it was right at that time that we came up with the concept of Little West. And I hope this is okay. I'm just kind of giving you like a whole broad line, you know, yeah, okay. So you guys get the facts, you know? So we were both going to this hot yoga studio at the time. I'm an avid hot yoga guy back in the day, a little bit less now, but I try to get it in about once a week or so. But anyways, we were going to this studio and became friends with the owners, and the space grew really fast. I mean, it was open for about 6 months when they decided to take over the space next door, and we went for drinks with them one night, and they said, hey guys, don't tell anybody, but we're taking over the space next door. And so Cassandra and I just opened my mouth and I was like, do you guys have an idea? Do you have like a health and wellness concept that you want to do? Some sort of like juice or small sandwich, soup, salad spot in the front? Because I think that's what it's missing. You know, I'm leaving yoga and it's sweaty, hot in LA, 100 degrees outside. I want a cold like juice or a smoothie or something. And we go, guys, if you guys want to do that, we're 100% on board. We don't want to touch that. We just want to focus on yoga. So we went home that night and called the next day and decided, hey, let's do this. We had no business background. We had no idea what we were doing. Just kind of threw ourselves into it. We asked 10 of our friends back in Montreal to give us $5,000 to $10,000 each. They did. We got a few more people to give us some money, some active friends in LA, and we raised about $145,000 to build out a storefront that costs $180,000. And knew that when we opened our doors, we had to start selling juice. And at the time, I was still acting. I was acting. You know, I was doing shows on. At the time, I had a great relationship with ABC. I was doing pilots, and I was on a show called Hot Properties for a brief moment at that time. And I said, you know what? I'm good. I think I can take like 6 months off acting and go and start this juice business with my wife, and see where the future lies. And 6 months turned to a year, turned to a year and a half. I am extremely resentful of our business at the time because I didn't really realize what we had going. I was just, caught in the tunnel vision of just trying to produce juice and pay for it and keep the store open. And the business was doing really well. Optically, it was doing really, really well, but it was very, very stressful. It was extremely stressful to have that going. And it was right around that time, around a year and a half to 2 years into the business, that I got a call from my manager saying, hey, you got an offer to do a movie called Bride for Christmas. And I was like, okay, and he's like, it's for Hallmark. And I said, don't they do the cards? Are they a card company? And he said, no, you mean they're doing movies? Read the script, let me know what you think. And I said, well, I actually don't even need to read the script. I just need to work. I want to get back in front of the camera again. So I read the script, I liked the script, and I went up to Vancouver and I had an incredible time working with Ariel Kebbel. And the movie did pretty well, and I loved the team, and I loved the content, and I went back to LA. I put 50% of my paycheck into the business to sustain us a little bit longer, and that was the kind of ongoing circular event that was happening. I'd do these Hallmark movies and put money back in the business, and it was not sustainable. It was again very stressful, and it was when I did a movie with Nikki DeLoach, 2016, called A Dream of Christmas, and meeting her was special. It was like something there. I actually had a love affair with her husband. He came into town. So the business is open now for 3 years, 2013 to 2016. I get my job with Nikki, Dream for Christmas, and that was the year that we were actually questioning whether or not we should continue with our business, because it was just a lot to handle. Financially, the obligations were really heavy, and so I'm on set with Nikki, and we're about 5 days into A Dream of Christmas, and she looks at me one day and she's like, "You gotta get your shit together." I was like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "You gotta get your shit together." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You don't know your lines, and this is super important to me, and this is my livelihood, and you're good, and I know that you're good, so you gotta just get your shit together, because we can have a really good time doing this." And I'm like, "I'm having a good time." I realized it, but I was on my phone talking to investors, I'm trying to manage cash in the business and this and that, and it was really at that time, and it was a beautiful thing, because Nikki and I there's something energetically, I don't know, I've known her in a past life or something, but it took for her to kind of like kick me in the butt, but I actually took that and went back to LA, and I ended up making some really tough decisions and some things that I was like, look, if the business doesn't go the way we want it to go in the next 6 months, we'll put everything and then some into it. But I have this opportunity, and I have this opportunity that I can't waste. I need to be real with myself and know. My dad always said back when I was younger, he's like, you're doing soccer, you're doing football, you're doing swimming, you're doing water polo, you're doing, pick one thing, do it well. And my acting is my core. It's what makes me happy. It's what brings me joy. It's what being on set is it's my happy place. So it took for Nikki to have that conversation with me, and I think it really just kind of diverted things, and it made me make these decisions when I got back to LA, and I said, okay, I'm going to put a ceiling on this. We're going to go 6 more months. And then Hallmark kept on calling, and I kept on, my focus kept on getting more, more acute. I started focusing way more on my creative and way more on these movies, and that was 26 movies ago, I guess now, and Hallmark has been this unbelievable space, this unbelievable community that it's of people that have come out of the woodwork and just and then now with our juice business, it's really been super humbling the amount of people that support us through the Hallmark community and through this community. It's been really special, and so I want to thank all of you guys for all of this continued support, and for you to be here on this cruise is just really, truly, humbling, and I can't believe it. My dad and I are having breakfast. He's like, "What? All these people want your autograph. This is crazy. This is what's going on here?" And I'm like, "I know, Dad. I can't believe it either." I'm like, pinching myself here. I can't believe that where this life, this journey has kind of taken me in a way, but. I think it is about just taking risks, and when I look back at, there's no luck involved in anybody's successes. I think you gotta put hard work in, you gotta make sacrifices, and I really feel like right now, life in this pocket that I'm in feels really, really great. But on that note, I wanted to kind of give you guys broad strokes of my whole, my experience of where I am now today. I brought you guys, I don't know what we want to do here, but these are going to be given away. And these are raw versions of Maple Valley Christmas script. And I don't know if you guys know this one. It's called Three Wise Men and a Baby. So I brought these scripts. This is how it's given to me. Oh yeah, listen to this. Oh, dude, what's that song? What's that song, Jennifer? Do we have anybody who wants to do the dance before we? Do we have anybody? Hey?
Rob wants to.